And I hear back in Club in here. It's the day after the 26th Arnold Classic. Let me tell you, 2026. In case you guys don't know, some of y'all may be in the future. Check it out. So, one of my favorite ad machines. I've been told y'all. Anyways, so people are saying Hadi got robbed. This is the problem with the average bodybuilding fan. Y'all don't watch prejudging. You watch the finals, and when you watch the finals, you go by that. Hadi looked great at finals, but at prejudging, he was off. Like, big time off. Like, he was so far off. It's probably the worst I've ever seen Hadi. Bad for Hadi is still pretty much better than everybody else, right? But not that particular day. So, of course, when he comes back looking like $1,000,000, it's too much ground to make up. Now, here's another point. Was Nick Walker robbed? This point came up. Nick does not hold his midsection. He doesn't hold in the gut in between poses. Someone said that it just matters in the shots. They just judge the shots. They don't judge in between. That is categorically wrong. Well, I don't know if categorically wrong is the right word, but that has been historically wrong. There's a reason why you work on your transitions. You're judged in the poses and in the transitions, as well as how well you hit the poses, right? And the muscle display and all that. So like when we say Andrew is a bad poser, when we talk about good and bad posing a lot of times, people think we talk about the flamboyant posing routines. We're talking about how do you execute the mandatories. Like, Andrew would have looked way better if he knew how to execute the mandatories, which is a big reason he was third and not second or maybe even first at the Olympia. But here's the thing also. You guys forget, or you're just unaware, that they already said they're scoring you down for the gut. Nick Walker, probably the best Nick Walker ever that we saw last year at the Pittsburgh, lost in a close decision. It's the gut, bro. You got to control that midsection. What's going on with my eye? You got to control the midsection, man. You have to. So when you say, oh, they're supposed to only be judging the shots, they've always judged you in the transitions. That's part of it. You guys ever watch Pump and Iron? Yeah, you know, that was why whenever they were posing, like, the eyes are still on you when you're transitioning, so you have to be correct when you're transitioning. Now, people are saying if Nick Walker was more conditioned than Andrew, more muscular than Andrew, 2 out of 3 categories, he should have won. It's a different story, one, when you see people in person, right? A big, tall guy is more imposing and more impressive in person than a short, thick guy, right? But also, it's not about maxing 2 out of the 3 categories. It's about who has the best balance out of all the categories. And that's what y'all missed too, right? We're going through the poses. Who has the best poses? Who looks the best in the pose? Who do your eyes? Okay, so from the back poses, yeah, Nick was doing this thing. I like Andrew from the back, no homo, but them hamstring, he got to get them poses because his hamstring. He was in condition, but he was not showing them hamstring cords. We'll give you that. If people say we can't have shape, it's shape, size, and symmetry. We can't have shape over the other 2 categories, which is true. But if you have the proper balance of all the categories versus very little of one and going crazy on the other 2, yeah, you're going to lose. Especially when it's close and you got that gut and they got to score you down. That's part of the judging criteria. You guys got to keep up with the criteria. Y'all got to judge the criteria. And y'all talking about stuff 20 years ago. Ronnie Coleman this, Ronnie Coleman that. This ain't the Ronnie era. They said they scoring people down. You know Phil Heath, probably, forgive me, Lee Haney, probably the greatest of all time, you know, next to Ronnie. Debatable. You just didn't get to see them on stage together in that type of capacity, right? Got scored down because he couldn't control his midsection. If they did it to Phil, they're going to do it to Nick for sure. For sure. So stop the madness, watch prejudging, and understand the judging and what they're scoring you down for. You know, if you hit now I heard that in physique, classic physique, that they want you to hit the ab and thigh a certain way. They were talking about scoring you down if you hit that the wrong way. You got to know when people are getting scored down and for what and what it's about. It's about balance. Okay, y'all, your favorite person is always going to win. I wanted Brandon Curry to get fourth. He didn't get fourth. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. But you got to be able to judge the show and know what's going on. And y'all can't do that. Y'all don't know the sport. Y'all not objectives. Y'all not objective. You don't know what's going on. You don't watch prejudging. So yeah, you're going to get confused when Hadi loses. Well, Hadi gets third place because you didn't see prejudging to know why he got third place. Because Hadi last night was not getting third place if he came that way in prejudging, but he didn't. That's it. I'm about to finish this and get out of here. But I figured I'd let y'all know what was on my mind. How you gonna act? Oh. Congratulations, Andrew Jack. Take that one back to Nigeria for you. And he was working while doing that Arnold. He was working doing Arnold. He said his proceeds are going to charity. Y'all mad at a man who's going to donate his bread to charity? He said he's already been so blessed, he don't need it. Now, Andrew, if you want, we do got a nonprofit for the youth. So you can give some of the winnings to us. We'll put good use to it. I promise you. But wherever you put it, I'm trusting that you got something that's on your heart. But honestly, come talk to me because we can always use some help in that regard. And I'd love to have you come talk to the kids. How you want to act?